Mahomes magic. Yeah. No, so while we setting up for the not so average list that we have here, because
Uh-oh.
I think this gonna take the rest of the show.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be
So let me
chaos.
know. Just let me know when you prepared before we move on. But I just want to say, I know we got another game that's happening in probably like another hour or so, probably like 45, maybe 30 minutes from now. So if you tuned in with us right now, just make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. Subscribe to all the shows on the network too, because we got a plethora of shows. But one of the segments that we have here on Refuse to Lose, the one that starts a lot of chitter chatter in the chats, outside of being put in the doghouse or on your done some. But this one really gonna start some stuff. And you doing it right before one of these teams play.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Not so
Who are
average
these
top
teams?
five. You right. You right. You
Oh, that's
right.
that's gonna be something to talk about.
We get the list before everyone else. So I kind of looked at it. I treat it like I'm trying to make the high school team. I look for my name first. I was like, "What my name at?"
Hey, Tom, that was me. That was me. As soon as I saw where I was at, I was like, okay, no argument for me. I'm good.
So I can't set the table the way you gonna set the table. I'm just here to see if I need to flip the table or not. Joe, floor is yours.
Now I know it's gonna be some disagreements. That's what happens when you make a list. Okay, I can explain. I'm gonna quickly explain why everybody is where they are. Quickly explain.
Let me tell
So
you something.
I promised y'all that I would give y'all a top 20 list going to the season. Now, obviously, the Ravens play, but we do not so ever top 5 on Fridays. So instead of me doing an episode per person, why would I give Russell Wilson a bug? Come on now. Why would I get my Dak? I'm just playing time. Why would I give certain people their own show? No, we're gonna just do the whole top 20 right now. So I got it like in tiers, but it start the worst starts from your right when you look at the screen. Your right, that's when the worst come, and then goes to the left. All right. So let's bring up the first batch.
Mm.
All right. Hopefully, I can see that. You know, um,
Is that Gardner Minshew?
Gardner Minshew. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So look, disclaimer: these are starting quarterbacks in the NFL that are not rookies. I'm not counting rookies. Okay, I'm not counting rookies. So at number 20, Gardner Minshew, and it's kind of by default. Cause I think the rest of the cookie bees are rookies. All right, so Gardner Minshew is number 20. Number 19 is Russell Wilson. Number 18 is Kyler Murray. 17 is Baker Mayfield. 16 is Justin Herbert. Right? 15 is Trevor Lawrence. And 14 is Jordan Love. Why is Gardner Minshew up there? Like I said, by default, he's probably the last one left. But he also almost led his team to playoffs last year. I give him props for that. I almost put him above Russell Wilson. But anyways, Russell Wilson, he's up there because it's the name. I mean, do I really got to explain the back end of this list? Let's keep it going, Tomo. No, you know what? I do got to explain Baker Mayfield and Justin Herbert and Trevor Lawrence. Obviously, I have Trevor Lawrence above Justin Herbert. He beat him in the playoffs after throwing 3 interceptions. He gave him a big lead in the playoffs. Justin Herbert only made the playoffs one time too, just like Trevor Lawrence. So there's no way I could have put Justin Herbert above Trevor Lawrence. Jordan Love. Why do I have Jordan Love above Lawrence and Herbert? Now, Jordan Love, he was second in the TDs last year, although he was only had the second half of the season. But his playoff game, he did well, even though we can say a lot of things happened there, but he played well in his playoff game. And he didn't throw 3 interceptions in the first half like Trevor Lawrence and then, had to come back. So you can kind of swap them around, but you definitely got to put Trevor Lawrence above Justin Herbert. You can't put Justin Herbert above Trevor Lawrence. That's one thing you can't do. And Baker Mayfield, you want to play all game, but, yeah. Let's keep going, Tombo. The next batch. I'm not going to name the ranks.
What?
I'm going to just say, yeah.
Wow.
I told you I only look for my name. I ain't know. I'm live reaction. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
let's do this. So let's start with Tua, number 13. Why is Tua 13 behind all these people? Yeah, Tua led the league in passing yards. Yeah. But Tua is a victim of beating up on bad teams. What
Mm.
significant win do Tua got late in the season, y'all? I'll wait. Besides, the Cowboys. But the Cowboys also known for beating up bad teams. Nobody. Every year, toward the end of the season, the Dolphins fold. Now, the reason why I got Tua above the other guys, like Trevor Lawrence, who got a playoff win, Jordan Love, because Tua actually has a track record of winning, though, even before Mike McDaniel came. So I got to get Tua props for that, and he led the league in passing. So it is what it is. Kirk Cousins is up there. He won a playoff game a while back, but Kirk Cousins is a consistent quarterback. I don't think I got to explain too much about this side of the board. CJ Stroud, rookie year, played great. He was actually, I think he was an MVP candidate before he had his injury late in the season. And CJ Stroud beat the Cleveland Browns badly, and he played terrific that game. He was awesome that game. And he won a do-or-die game at the end of the season against the Colts. He was really good that game too. So I got to give CJ the nod. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was weird to rank because we haven't seen Aaron Rodgers in a while. Aaron Rodgers, he wasn't here last year. He was here the year before that, but he didn't look too well. But I can't ignore the fact just 2 years ago, the man won back-to-back MVPs. I can't ignore that. I can't put him above. I can't put CJ, a first-year player, Kirk, and Tua, guys who fold in the playoffs or don't make the playoffs, above Aaron Rodgers right now. I can't do that right now. Jalen Hurts. Why is he so bad? Was he All-Pro 2 years ago, Joe? Did he make the Super Bowl 2 years ago? Now, the question is, who's Hurts? Who is he? Who is he? He did make the playoffs. Shout out to AJ. They were projected to win 4 games, and he took them to the playoffs. And what happened? My point. They were bad in the playoffs. And I can't remember who they beat that season. So I'm not gonna put too much on that. I would put Hurts above guys like Kirk Cousins and the Tuas like that because he did what he did that year. But above a Jared Goff, who was actually an MVP candidate last year and actually played terrific. I'm talking about terrific in the playoffs. Last year, Jared Goff was terrific. And Jared Goff also made it to the Super Bowl before, too. So if you want to take on that. And then he did go to the Super Bowl, make an All-Pro team. But last year, Jalen Hurts was not good, y'all. He was a high turnover rate, and they tanked at the end of the year. I'm talking about tank. So I can't give Hurts a nod. And Jared Goff, I just explained Jared Goff. I feel like he had a really, really good year. And the last 2 years, Jared Goff has been good for real. But his playoff performance against the Rams had a game-winning touchdown, and his playoff performance against the 49ers, it wasn't his fault when they lost. Shout out to the wide receiver. I forgot who he was, dropping 2 passes. But Jared Goff was right there. Next here. This one to get fishy.
Mm-hmm.
This one to get fishy. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Dak Prescott. Why is Dak Prescott behind Brock Purdy, Matthew Stafford, and Josh Allen? Dak is weird to rank. You know why? Because Dak is really good in the regular season. He really is. I told Tomo, all he has to do, not win, he don't got to win against Green Bay. Just play well. That's all I told him. Last year with the 49ers, Tomo, he don't have to win, bro. Just play well. And he failed to do so. So I feel like the All-Pro is it's like Tua. Tua looked good in the season, right? But when it's time for money time, Tua didn't show up. He looked horrible against the Chiefs. I'm talking about horrible. And that's how I feel about Dak Prescott. Because all the guys I put in front of him, all of them played well in the playoffs. Brock Purdy, back-to-back years, made it to the NFC Championship game, made it to the Super Bowl. And don't forget, he broke 2 stats that nobody has done in the Kyle Shanahan era. He led 2 comebacks, one against the Detroit Lions and one against the Green Bay Packers. Brock Purdy did that. He made plays with his legs and his arm, even though one of those passes got tipped and Brandon, you caught it. But it ain't the point. All right? So that's that. Matthew Stafford, Super Bowl champion. But the problem with Matthew Stafford, the individual success in the regular season, he don't have that. But one thing I could say, he did win a Super Bowl recently, and in the playoffs, he also plays well too. He played well in the playoffs on both years. But Matthew Stafford is a wild card. You can kind of put him at the end if you want, but I put him right there because of his playoff performance last year. And Josh Allen. This is the one that Tom will really want to hear about. Why is Josh Allen above all these guys? What accolade did Josh Allen got? Never made a Super Bowl like Brock Purdy. Never won a Super Bowl like Matthew Stafford. Also, never won All Pro like Dak Prescott. Why is he up here? I mean, why? And I thought, I was like, you know what? Yes, Matthew Stafford won the Super Bowl, but he didn't win Super Bowl MVP. And then I thought about it. I said, you know what? He did have a Super Bowl MVP on his team, Cooper Kupp. He did. Okay, he had some. Okay, that's cool, right? Then I look at Brock Purdy. Yeah, Brock Purdy, he made it to the Super Bowl, but I mean, it's Brock Purdy. He still got some stuff to prove. He's not the individual talent that everybody say he is. And Dak Prescott, we all know about Dak Prescott. He made All Pro, but yet he looked terrible in the playoffs. Josh Allen didn't look terrible in the playoffs. Josh Allen, every time he loses the playoffs, besides the Bengals, he don't be the reason for real. He looks good. And last year, he did get a first place MVP vote. I mean, I got to give him his credit for that. And last year, went on a 6-game winning streak at the end of the year, won the division 5 times in a row. You know, so I got to give him credit for that. All right? I'm going to say the rest of my stuff for my pushback for Tomo. Go next.
no, try to say your ammo for me, man.
Top 3. Joe Burrow number 3, Lamar Jackson number 2. Joe Burrow, why is he number 3? Oh, thank you, Tom. I didn't. Wow, I'm write that down.
Second.
I mean, when that second
Still
team,
All Pro.
when that second team,
Let me go look this
Hey,
up.
Brandon Ayuk was second bro all team last year, so he's
hold
still All
on,
Pro.
when that second team also?
That's because Lamar was MVP.
20,
Lamar was first.
Lamar was MVP 2020? Oh no.
Go ahead, finish.
Okay, okay. Shout out to J-Mo for the fact check. Joe Burrow, he's number 2. You know why? Because Joe Burrow, outside of Lamar, he did go back to back. He went to 2 AFC when he's healthy. 2 AFC championship games, 1 Super Bowl appearance. The first time he went to the Super Bowl, I wasn't sold. But then when he got back to the AFC championship game, I was definitely sold. Because when he went head-to-head against Josh Allen, he destroyed Josh Allen in the Bills. So I gotta get Joe Burrow his credit for that. And Lamar Jackson, he's number 2. He got 2 MVPs. He just went to the AFC championship game. Lamar Jackson winning percentage against any we talking about good team outside the Chiefs and the Steelers. We talking about good teams. I mean, he's only lost 1 game against the NFC. So in big games, Lamar shows up, except for, like I said, when he played the Steelers and the Chiefs. But I know his playoff record is questionable. But last year, he did blow out the Texans. And I know people probably say the Texans, technically that was the second round because he did get a bye. So we can't fault the man for getting the bye. And then when he played a second round team who already won a playoff game, he had 4 touchdowns that game and demolished that game. So I got to give him credit for that. And like I said, he won MVP last year. And number 1.
Do we have to show it?
It's Patrick Mahomes. I don't got to explain.
Yeah, I don't. That's one thing that needs no explanation. He's clearly the best quarterback in the league.
I feel like I talked a lot just now.
I'm glad you don't need no explanation. So look, 2020, he tied with Patrick Mahomes as an All-Pro quarterback. And shout out to J-Mo, the MVP Aaron Rodgers was on the first team.
Oh, Aaron, they had a tie All-Pro?
Yeah, I'm looking right at it on NFL.com. It was tied.
So 3 people had All-Pro that year.
You see the lengths they go through for Josh Allen? But I ain't gonna say too much, man. I ain't never seen nobody do that. But I knew an Eagles fan was gonna show up just in time because I want to see why you got hurt. I understand why you got him so low, but
who hurts?
Yeah.
Who would I put hers in front of?
Dak, I would guess.
Why would I put him for that Dak though?
I mean,
the Super Bowl
because Jalen Hurts has also been All Pro. He's been to the Super Bowl and he's beaten good teams. Unlike Dak, Dak has not beaten good teams. If you think about Dak and Tua, they're kind of sort of the same guys. They're just in different conferences. Dak hasn't really beaten a good team.
Hold on. And Dak retired a GOAT though.
I was about to say that they played well in the playoffs.
I told you that was going to happen.
That's why I'm giving you your props.
I foresaw that. That was just That was a bad year for Tampa Bay. So
this is no. Jalen Hurts did ball out in the Super Bowl. I give him that, but I can't ignore what happened last year, man. Like last year was bad. It was really bad. And Hurts, and here's the thing, Hurts got a lot of credit for the year they went to the Super Bowl for being a leader. Where was that leadership last year? Where was it last year? Dak also won All Pro last year, and I can't say Dak lost to Green Bay. Did we forget how Jalen Hurts looked against Tampa Bay? They looked terrible. They actually looked worse than the Cowboys. For real. They couldn't score. They couldn't do nothing. The whole game. We talk about from start to finish. They actually quit by the mid-second quarter.
They also had also their best receiver was out, so you got that too.
You said what?
Their best receiver didn't play. That you got to think about that too.
See, I would get them that, but right before that, they lost to the Giants, they lost to the Seahawks, they lost to the Cardinals. So I can't say because they hadn't had a receiver. Just proof of the pudding, they would have lost anyway.
I mean, I can give you that, but
y'all put Herbert above that. You too, Tomo?
I gotta be real with the list, Joe. I mean, going off of the criteria that you set for the guys that's in front of them, you would have to. If anything,
because if you look at
go ahead.
If you look at Purdy and Hurts, they pretty much have the same kind of sort of resume. Both went to the NFC Championship game. Both went to the Super Bowl. The only thing is Purdy doesn't have an All-Pro.
No. Let's talk about the road to Super Bowl. Purdy was great in the road to the Super Bowl. He was really good on the road to the Super Bowl. He played really well. Now, don't get me wrong, Jalen Hurts went against the Giants. I can't fault him for playing the Giants. Like I said, I wasn't sold on, just like I did about Joe Burrow, I was not sold on Jalen Hurts' road to the Super Bowl. But when he played well in the Super Bowl, that year, I put him above that. I did, going into the year. But what happened last year? Come on, man.
Why would Joe Burrow be one tier down?
Well, one tier down what?
Is he saying because of availability?
That's what Mark said. Mark said that Burrow should be one tier down. So are you putting Josh Allen above of Joe Burrow when Joe Burrow has done more, even though he hasn't been as available?
Joe Burrow kind of gets the third nod because of one, he beat Mahomes every time. Well, almost every time you've seen him in the playoffs. The idea, I mean, that he almost got to the to the Super Bowl after the record. What's the record, Dave? Probably like what 0-19 of guys not even sniffing the Super Bowl after they lose. And he also shown that when he just gave us $1. Shout out to the super chat.
It's a sticker. It's a sticker. Shout out to Keith.
Hold appreciate you.
But Joe Burrow made it to 2 AFC Championship games.
Yeah, back to back.
You know, and the first one was like, I gotta see it again. He did it again. Literally did it again. I think the very next year.
Yeah, I see what some people would fight you on is Lamar being number 2. What some people will fight you on, and I'm just sitting on the other side of the table for this one because I agree with the list, but I'm gonna sit on the other side. They were like, well, you got a 2-time MVP who barely has as many wins as the quarterback that everyone's hating on the most, Dak Prescott. Like, he got 2 MVPs. He finally made it to an AFC championship just last year. If you got MVPs, you need to be playing for Super Bowls.
Okay.
Right?
Uh-huh.
What's his playoff record?
2-4, I think. 2-5 now that the Chiefs lost. He lost to the Titans, the Chiefs, and he lost to the Buffalo Bills.
Just sitting on the other side of the table, some people will be like, well, why you got him at number 2? Is it the MVPs that's holding the weight that gets him up there?
Above who, though? Who should go above him?
I'm arguing across the table. Technically, it should be Mahomes in the field. Some people would look at it like that because everybody has something. There's a lot of, you could just do the field. Because you got a list, you have to put number 2, but it's literally Mahomes versus the field. You got a lot of doppelgangers up here.
I think that's definitely true, but I mean, there's still a number 2. There's a little number 3. So I mean, that's just what it is.
But there's flaws with every single last one of those quarterbacks that you put at 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Everybody got a flaw, but
only how many people in here it's only 4 people on this list that can say they actually won a Super Bowl. That's Patrick Mahomes, Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, and Russell Wilson.
That's
everyone else has not done anything. And Russell Wilson, no one's going to rate Russell Wilson higher than where he is right now because he just hasn't played well. He played okay last year, but he has not played well since he left Seattle, pretty much.
And only 3 won an MVP: Mahomes, Lamar, and Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly.
But out of those 3, where does Lamar rank?
He should be second. Aaron Rodgers, what have you done for me lately? Aaron Rodgers won 2 back-to-back MVPs, but he hasn't won a Super Bowl since 2009.
But he has a Super Bowl on his record.
Yeah,
so
but
if you're ranking those 3, but if you're ranking those 3, this goes back to my Troy Aikman situation we was talking about. If you're ranking those 3, he has back-to-back MVPs and a Super Bowl.
If we're talking
Molly has MVPs.
If we're talking career, Aaron Rodgers is definitely higher than Lamar Jackson. because he has more MVPs and he actually has a Super Bowl. But we're not talking about career, because we're talking career. He's number 2 behind Mahomes, but it's not about career though. You know,
but that's what I'm saying. It's the field. I get what you all are saying. I'm just arguing from the other side of the table. It's like technically there is no number 2. If I'm looking at it from the other side of the field, other side of the table, Tua and Dak, the same quarterback. You could literally sit up here and say Jalen Hurts and Purdy have the same type of career. You could probably pull Burrow into their conversation too. All 3 of them made a Super Bowl. All of them had a great, well, I won't say great playoff run, but they had a good playoff run. So I'm just saying, there's a lot of doppelgangers up here. Yeah, CJ and Jordan Love both had 1-year runs. Well, we don't know what's going to happen this year.
You just got to weigh the flaws. You know what I
mean? Mark, just 2 years ago, he was in the AFC Championship game. That's what he's done for you lately. He was hurt last year. But 2 years ago, he was in the AFC Championship game.
He was hurt, and he actually played well too. And then also,
I guess I want to know what's Mark's argument for who should be number 3. I'm guessing he's saying Josh Allen, but what's his argument for him being 3?
See, look, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. That third row is tricky.
It is.
That third row is so tricky. You know what I mean? What I think is set for me is number 1, 2, and 3 are set. I mean, they are set.
Like I said, I agree with the list. I'm just saying from the other side of the table, I can see how people can. I just wanted to poke holes in your argument. That's all. And J-Mo, that's where I was coming from. I'm not really bringing up Aaron Rodgers' Super Bowl from 15 years ago because it's not careers. But I'm just saying, if somebody was watching this and they was looking, they were like, well, why is Aaron Rodgers way down there? If you're talking career wise, but we're not.
Let me address his comment. He said, I don't have a dog in a fight. I mean, you kind of do. You have 2. Oh, each one of these 2. I'm just curious about my Jordan Love and CJ Stroud comment based on the criteria. What comment was that you talking about?
They be in the same tier.
It's not really. See, I didn't do it by tiers. It just looked like I had to get all 20 on.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? This is really 20-1. That's what it is, basically. So it's not like, oh, they're on the same tier. It's basically my ranking. So you start from the top and then start from the left. So Mahomes is 1, Lamar, Burrow, Josh, Matt, Bird. You know, that's how the ranking goes. And CJ goes above Tua because he actually want to play. Tua never won a playoff game. And Tua don't look good against like in late in the seasons, man. Tua just hasn't looked well, or he's either hurt, so he hasn't really had an opportunity. Because the time they made it, well, he had an opportunity last year. But when he played against Mahomes, I don't care if you like me. I'm not a big thing about losing. If you lose to the better team, so be it. But if you look bad in the process, you lose points for that, bro. I'm sorry.
But what if you look bad early but look good and towards the later end of the game?
You talking like the Packers?
I'm just saying.
I think I kind of know what J-Mo's saying. I think he's saying that if you look at both CJ and Jordan Love, that was both of their first years playing last year.
Yes.
And both of them playing last year, both of them won their first playoff game, then they lost their second playoff game.
CJ was better in regular season.
I get that. I'm not. I understand what you're saying, Joe. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to think what J-Mo's thinking right now. And you have Tua and Kirk in front of Jordan Love. Why don't you have Jordan Love in front of Tua and Kirk, but you have CJ in front of them?
Kirk got hurt last year, and CJ wasn't. Like I said, CJ was an MVP candidate before he got hurt as a rookie. Then he ended up getting hurt, and then CJ looked terrific against the Browns, against a great defense too, by the way. One of the best defenses in the league. He looked terrific.
You can say that about Jordan Love.
But Jordan Love didn't have a really good full season. He had a good half a season. You know what I mean? Jordan Love, my guy.
He got some weight though.
But yeah, Jordan Love, my guy. You know, Jordan Love, my guy. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, I'm gonna put him above Tua and Kirk.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Because he had a half good season. Now he did have a good playoff game. But to be honest with you, the playoff game he really had, I mean, y'all kind of, I'm not trying to dish y'all. It's more so y'all folding than the Cowboys.
I'm not even talking about the Cowboys game. He looked decent coming out against the Packers too, though.
49ers, you meant?
49ers, yeah.
At the end of the game, he was bad.
No, at the end, but I say coming out, he had the momentum. The momentum was there. They missed the field goal, and then 49ers took off after that.
He threw
But
2
also
picks.
didn't CJ Stroud struggle in the first half of the season, and then he came on in the second half. It's kind of sort of the same thing as Jordan.
Nah, he struggled against the Ravens. The first game of the season.
I'm not talking about the playoff game. I'm talking about in the regular season.
I know. He
regular
struggled
season,
against the Ravens, but then he started playing well after that. He struggled in a couple of games. He struggled against the Ravens and the Jets. I think that's the only games he really struggled all year. And the Jets were more so in the back end of the season.
why would Kirk Cousins be above CJ Stroud?
See,
I think Joe, you might gotta lay down the criteria one more time. It might have got forgotten. It might have got forgotten in the debate.
He really has no
here's the thing.
Specific criteria, though.
Here's the thing. It's not really a simple criteria. You weigh the good with the good, and you weigh the bad with the bad. You know, what do you value more?
How many years are you weighing? How many years are you weighing this?
It's weird. I know it's weird to do this. I understand, right? Because Aaron Rodgers is a wild card. Like, yo, we haven't seen you in 2 years for real. Like, where am I gonna rank you? I'm gonna take you all the top 20. I mean, he's top 20. I can't. The reason why he's not above Hurts and Goff and them, because these guys above Aaron Rodgers, they have recent playoff success. So CJ has a win, but he was a rookie.
What's our
so
time
I'm not gonna
frame?
put him above Aaron Rodgers because he was a 2-time MVP this 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I met. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I put Aaron Rodgers right there, because the guys above him all has that playoff success. Or Josh
wait! Don't say that now. He got some success. Now.
Well, he did put out Tom Brady. He does, and he played great that game.
Wait. Dak had some good playoff games. He outplayed Aaron Rodgers in his rookie game.
Well, I'm not really going back. Okay,
that's what I'm saying. Time. Time.
Like, for example, I'm not going to include Mahomes. I'm not going to include when Mahomes made it to AFC Championship game against Brady. I'm not going to include that. Like it's hard to explain, man. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, it's
what
the top 20. Hold on, let's bring this back up. Being in a race for MVP last season is a different situation than being in a race the year prior, because the bar was higher in 2022, 2023, and 2023. And he said, really 2023.
He's talking about he's talking about Jalen Hurts.
He's talking about Purdy being above Jalen Hurts.
I mean,
all over the place with the years, man.
You know why I put Purdy above Jalen Hurts? Because Jalen Hurts got the Super Bowl because Purdy got hurt. Okay, they played each other again the next year. He blew out Jalen Hurts, and then he got to the Super Bowl also, and he was an MVP candidate too. But he was.
So this is a top 20 based off the last 2 years, then?
No. But Purdy only got 2 years, and Jalen Hurts really only got 2 years. That's why I'm talking about the last 2 years with them. Jalen Hurts got 3 years for real, but every time Purdy been good. Like we can't say because he got a team. They both got teams, so I can't use that excuse. I mean, Hurts did go to the Super Bowl with the record-setting sack team. I mean, we gotta get out. I mean, come on now. They had the leading interception guy, Gardner Johnson, the best secondary in the NFL. So they both had weapons around them the last 2 years. But yet Purdy since Purdy been a starter, Purdy been winning also. So it's just that Purdy don't get the nod. It's because who Purdy is. He was a late round draft, 7th round, right? 7th round draft pick.
I think he went undrafted. Oh no, he was the last pick.
He's Mr. Relevant. So because of that, he don't get credit. Oh, he had C-Mac, he got that. But going there with Jalen Hurts, he got AJ Brown, he got Devontae Smith, right? He had Swift last year. Swift is nice. You know, your boy McCoy said Swift is the most talented running back in the league. And y'all know who he said number 2 is, right?
Who?
Saquon. Then he said C-Mac was 3rd. Then you roll out to that.
He just left. But hold on, I'm trying to think of something, because this is why I think you need a time frame on this. Smart. The only reason I think you do need a time frame just because of this list is because Russ is a better quarterback than he's played better than Kyler.
Has he though? Kyler just been hurt. When Kyler plays, Kyler actually not Russ' fault. Good.
But Russ played the games. I mean, Russ didn't. The Broncos situation last year was bad, but Russ has played better than Kyler Murray.
Nah, Russ was bad 2 years ago, first year in this Bronco, and the year before that, he wasn't good.
I mean, how many games has Kyler Murray played in those 2 years?
I mean, recently, Kyler Murray, he was undefeated until he got hurt. I mean,
That's
Kyler
what
Murray.
I'm saying.
But look. I'm with you. Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson, bro. You can flip them.
You gotta be kidding me. Sam Donald trash. Let's get that out the way.
Oh my god, that's my.
He trash. Come on, brother Jacob. There's no way you seriously believe in Sam Donald. He sucks. All right, he is not a good quarterback.
Hey, J-Mo, no rookies on this ballot. No, they haven't played yet, so I can't put a rookie on here.
Gotta be kidding me.
Like I agree with the list, but it's just like then when you start bringing in some of the criteria, it's like what's going on here? Because we got this guy who's been here, but that guy who's the weight. When you're trying to weigh some of these situations, it's like you need a criteria or at least a time frame for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like last 2 years, I'm with you.
Oh,
yeah.
We can continue this in the chat. It's cool, man.
And I told you this is one. This is
you
one
know
of the
this is definitely
this segment here.
Man, it's gonna be hard to keep up with that chat, man. Y'all.
Hey, brother Jacob, you're right. You're right. He sure can. He can get some Gatorade with the best of them. You're absolutely right.
Man.
Yeah, but yeah. So y'all gotta tag me, man. Tag me in the chat. It's like
I don't know, Joe. You know, one of the most talking trash team is playing tonight. So
listen, whatever AJ gotta say, you save it for Tuesday.
Ooh, you sound a little phased, Joe.
No, he gonna be unfazed when you see the list.
Oh, he gonna be phased. He might be phased on love after you see that list. And then if they lose tonight,
don't mess with my quarterback, Smokey.
You might need to show up with some of that.
Real quick, y'all. Who y'all got tonight? I got